everybody. This is your master of puppets, Jacob, and the cream of the crop, Zach Sagan. Oh, yeah. Coming back at you.
Hey, everybody.
Back on the Untitled podcast, as usual. See, now we're keeping up with the pace.
Yes, we are.
Yes, we are.
So, now, we are going to pick up where we left off last week, talking about Infinity War, and also going into our predictions of what we can predict for Avengers 4, and what we think will show up in Phase 4 of the MCU. But first, Jacob, how you doing?
I'm doing right now, actually. I'm really doing at this point. Like, it's not good, it's not bad, it's just kind of in the middle.
It's life.
It's life. Life is kind of sticks you in the middle. I really haven't watched anything new. I guess, well, I mean, I just found a new Dropkick Murphys song that I enjoy from their newest album, 11 Stories.
Is that the song, or is that the
No, that's the album. The album name is 11 Stories. Yeah. No, it's a great song. There's another song they have called In a Rose Tattoo. Mm-hmm. Oh, it's a beautiful song. But, yeah.
I'm going to have to check them out.
Oh, yeah. No, you definitely listen. You've seen The Departed.
Yeah, I've seen The Departed. Oh,
that's the band that does Shipping Off to Boston. Yeah.
That's the band?
Yeah.
I didn't know that was the band.
I'm sorry, I'm pain. I lost my leg.
I didn't know that was them.
Yeah, that was Dropkick Murphys. They did Shipping Off to Boston. I'm shipping out to Boston. Whoa. I'm shipping out. Yeah.
I did not know that was them.
Yeah, no, that was Dropkick Murphys.
Wow.
Yeah, dude.
Learn something new every day, man.
Yep. And if you don't know, now you know.
Now I know.
Now you know.
Now I know.
Oh, yeah, we sound like we're in Fargo.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It seems like he died over here. Okay.
I love that movie.
Alright, but Zach, all seriousness, how are you doing?
Similar. I'm kind of, it's life right now, just making your way through it. I do have some stuff to declare now.
Oh, here we go. Zach's declaration of the week. There we go. There's a new segment for our show.
The declaration of the week.
Yep.
We actually have a name for this now.
Yeah. Okay. Instead of random fact of the day. Random fact of the day. Okay.
I swear you have more sugar in you than I do right now.
I don't even know how though.
I don't know how either. You just
that stuff over there holds over.
It holds you over.
QT large.
QT.
Okay.
You got it where it counts.
But what do you have to declare?
Okay, so let's start off with movies. Actually, no, let's start off with books. Books wise, it will not take that long to explain. Not nearly as long as movies. So, as we said, was it last week? That we went to Barnes and Noble.
Yeah, we went to Barnes and Noble.
We also went again, but this week, but we didn't get anything because we're both we're running low on cash.
We're broke like a 2-year-old joke.
Exactly.
Yep.
We are broke, but
you should have talked to that chick. I'm pretty sure she would have been interested in showing you where the books were.
Yeah, but she seemed like she was constantly busy. She seemed like she was dealing with like a good amount of people all this time.
Yeah.
But in all seriousness, I had mentioned a book. I mentioned a few books of what I got last time. Two of which I had gotten from Gotham City Comics, which were 2 comic books. One issue of Legion and I think a trade of Black Bolt.
Oh yeah. I remember you were ecstatic about Black Bolt.
I was very excited to read something involving Black Bolt. That character has always been very interesting to me, especially the fact that he is very much a silent protagonist, but it's not that he physically can't speak. It's just that he shouldn't speak, because if he speaks, it causes damage.
Yeah.
Literal, his vocal cords
can
they exist on a level that
even Inhumans can really.
like it is on an inhuman level because he is the king of the Inhumans, but they are so powerful that even a whisper or a yell can be enough to shatter a planet. So it's not more that he can't speak; it's more that he shouldn't speak. Sadly, I have not had a chance to read those comics yet.
Really?
I have been stuck on one particular book that I told you about.
The book that we bought at Barnes and Noble.
Yes, the book we bought at Barnes and Noble, which is Clive Barker's The Scarlet Gospels. I have an interesting history with this book. I rented it at the West Valley Library back when we lived in Yakima. Seems like a
long time ago.
Seems like centuries ago at this point. But I rented it. I read about, I think, halfway point, back where I'm at now. And so pretty much everything up to this point has pretty much just been me playing catch up.
Oh, wow.
Catch up to where I'm at now. Everything beyond where I'm at now is uncharted territory for me in regards to the book. It's a really good book. It is violent. It is gory. It is very much for a mature audience. I mean, this is coming from the guy that made the Hellraiser series and Nightbreed. So, what else can you really expect from this from this
that guy? Yeah,
from Clive Barker. And if you're not a fan of that kind of style, I would not recommend reading this book.
Yeah, no.
When people die, they die brutally and violently in this book. That's not part of the reason why I got it.
It makes it interesting.
It makes things very interesting and very compelling to read at times, but I got it mainly for the story. And in a weird way, it's kind of almost Infinity War for the Clive Barker's universe, because it combines a few different characters from his other previous works into one book. Two notably is Pinhead from the Hellraiser series, or as he's called in the book, the Hell Priest, and Harry Zamora, who's been he's kind of like John Constantine for Clive Barker. His world, his universe. It's he's a PI who's also deals a lot with the paranormal, and he's the main protagonist, has to go up against Pinhead to stop.
That's like one heck of a person to go up against, though. If you've ever seen the Hellraiser movies, Pinhead basically can manipulate. To me, what it seems like it's almost everything.
Kind of, but I think Harry's got a bit of an advantage. He has, much like Constantine, he has tattoos as well, but these are very different tattoos. They are in, I guess they're called like mystical tattoos. They're pretty much like an alarm system for like any and every magical or demonic source in the world. Like at one point, like on their first initial meeting, like how like there's always like these hooks and chains that come out when Pinhead causes to come out.
Yeah.
He shoots one towards Harry, and it's coming at him, and there's this tattoo on his chest that begins to kind of, I guess, burn whatever he feels, anything nearby. That's it letting him know that it is nearby. So, but the thing's going to his chest. The tattoo shoots it back, and it like hits a wall. So the tattoos can protect Harry. And the one thing I like about the fights in this book, it's not like fights in like a kung fu movie or like any of the Marvel Cinematic Universe stylized in that way. Well, they are very good fights. This is very much more realistic in the way fights. I mean, as realistic as it can be given the circumstances. Realistic in the sense that, it's not really glamorized. It's more, cheap shots are thrown. There's more.
Are we talking like a Freddy versus Jason kind of fighting in this kind of deal?
Yes and no, but in like the sense of like, kind of like realistic fighting. Like, okay, so you ever seen like fights like up close and personal?
Yes.
Okay, so like how they're brutal.
They're realistic. They're realistic fights.
Yeah.
The fights in this book are more realistic,
but not as like stylized as other those other things, have you believe or have you see fights as. I mean, like I said, realistic as it can be given the circumstances. But, there's a lot more, I don't want to say like grappling. So like, okay, so like at one, like here's an example. In their second meeting, Harry shoots him twice with his gun in the face. The blood kind of goes down Pinhead's arms, but the blood is kind of very acidic. So he can kind of flick, whenever he flicks the blood at something, it melts through. Like so much so, like it's so acidic that it's melting through the pavement. So like here's an example. What Harry does is he's starting to kind of throw it at Harry's allies, and it's almost hitting them. It causes the car to explode. Harry takes off his jacket and just kind of wraps them around Pinhead's hands, kind of distorting him in a way.
Huh.
So like that's what I mean by kind of realistic in a way. It's very much more thought out than it is in fights. There's not much more punching or kicking. It's very much more methodical and much more thought out. It makes things interesting. It's still violent as hell, but it makes things interesting.
Oh yeah, that just kind of reminds me of just like there's one comic series that I kind of want to look into, the Ash versus Jason versus Freddy.
I've heard of that. I've very much heard of that. There's like two series of that, isn't there?
Yeah, I think so. And then this is just a random tangent, but just going off that, at the end of Freddy vs. Jason, there were so many different endings that were pitched.
There was a lot of different endings.
Like Ash was one of them.
Ash was one. Pinhead was one.
Yeah, like it was supposed to, like one of them said like, okay, so they're fighting, and then, or they're in hell and they're still fighting.
Yeah.
Then out of nowhere, Pinhead shows up, and it's just like,
kind of asks,
what is going on?
Like what's the problem? What's going on here?
What's going on here? And honestly, I think that would have made for a better ending than the ending in the alternative ending that we got.
What's the ending in the alternative ending again?
Okay, first ending is Jason's carrying Freddy's head, and then Freddy's head winks, and then you hear
Yeah.
So that's one. The alternative ending is what's her name and her boyfriend are finally doing the
ting.
They're doing the ting. They're doing the ting, and then turns out boyfriend is actually Freddy. It's in her dream or whatever.
It's happening in the dream.
Yeah, and then all you see is him with the glove on, and then cuts to black.
It's pretty much implying that she dies.
Well, one of them dies. Someone dies.
Someone dies. Okay.
I can't remember if it was the guy or the gal that turns out to be
Freddy. But somebody turns out to be Freddy.
Someone turns out to be Freddy and dies. That was the ending and the alternate ending. I feel like if you would have brought in Hellraiser, or heck, if you would have brought in Michael Myers in some weird way, you could have had gold. Like
really could have, yeah.
That's a fight everyone's waiting to see. Jason versus Michael Myers.
There's been fan films on YouTube I've seen that have done those fights.
Yeah, they've done like Jason versus Freddy versus Ghostface versus Michael Myers versus Ash Williams.
There was actually a fan-made game online called Terrordrome, which took a lot of those.
Oh yeah, it took a lot of those characters. It's like a Mortal Kombat for
like
horror movie characters.
Yeah. I don't know if it exists anymore because I think they copyright thing. I don't know if it's still out there anymore, but there is footage of it on YouTube and stuff like that, and it's for what it is. It's actually pretty good.
Yeah,
it's pretty good. It has a lot of much like Mortal Kombat. There are like special moves and kind of like their version of fatalities and things like that, and a lot of interesting characters. I mean, like they go deep into horror lore.
Like they add I know I've watched some of those videos. They go like, I think I saw Dracula.
There was I'm
pretty sure there was a Dracula in one of them.
I mean, they go so far. Like they include the Tall Man from the Phantasm series.
Oh God.
He's in that. Yeah.
They include the Tall Man.
They include Tall Man. They include Pumpkinhead. He's in. Ghostface is in it. Pumpkinhead's in it. Yeah. He's in one of the versions. Yeah. Pumpkinhead is in one of the versions.
You know, well,
Chucky's in it. Ash. I think even Ash is in it at some point. Yeah.
Even though he's not a villain,
but he is an icon of horror. He is, you know, the Evil Dead series.
Oh my! That's movies I need to invest in right there. Like the classic Evil Dead, like.
Yeah, I mean, they're very, very much, you know, fun watches, at least. You know, you're at least going to laugh surprisingly while watching.
Oh, you're gonna laugh a lot during the first, like maybe not in, like the opening.
I don't know about the first one, but I definitely say in like the second one.
Oh yeah, the second
especially
one.
In the second one and third one, Army of Darkness. You know, like
Army of Darkness.
Army of Darkness.
Little mini Ashes.
Little mini Ashes. Yeah.
Kevin or not Kevin. Bruce Campbell.
Little mini Bruce Campbells. Yeah.
And you're the good Ash. I'm the evil Ash.
I love how
good, bad.
I'm the guy
with the gun.
I like how he just doesn't take any shit though. He just like halfway through that fight, he just puts the shotgun straight to his face, nods, and just pulls the trigger. Like he's just
nose.
done.
He's holding up
like
his
he's holding
nose.
Yeah, he's holding up the nose with the gun. He's like, I'm done. I'm done dealing with you.
Good, bad. I'm the guy with the gun. Well, you would think I'd be pretty tired of that too. Think about it. You just fought out like 2 runs of Deadites, and then you get then you get sucked into a wormhole that puts you back into the past.
Not only that, this thing literally just split from your body, like the Thing style split from your body, literally came out like, remember it, like he checks, because I think like one of them, I think how it starts like one of the mini Ashes gets into his mouth somehow.
Yeah.
When they have him like strapped down, and we see like something that starts going wrong with his shoulder, and there's like an eye, like right there in his shoulder.
There's this eye on a freaking shoulder, man.
And then the evil Ash comes out.
You're the good Ash. I'm the bad Ash. Good, bad. I'm the guy with. That's a quotable line. Like.
There's a lot of quotable lines from Bruce Campbell in that series, even in Ash vs. Evil Dead.
Hail to the King, baby.
Sam Raimi,
you did good, and then Well, no, you did good in Spider-Man 1 and 2.
Spider-Man 3, I don't think was necessarily his fault.
I feel like that was kind of like one of the 2 villains, or no, sorry, one of the 3 villains, technically, was rushed in there.
Not naming any names.
James Franco. What? I feel like there wasn't much left for him to really do. I
thought we were talking about Venom here. I thought we were talking about Venom.
Oh no, that was just bad casting decision.
Well, if I remember right, at least from what I've heard, I don't know if this is true or not, but from what I've heard, this is just from what I've heard.
Okay, what have you heard?
From what I have heard, it was originally just supposed to be Sandman. Is it Sandman? Yeah. Sandman and the New Goblin. But Sony wanted to put Venom in there. Sam Raimi did not. Except he was forced to put Venom in.
Well, it's kind of like Fan-4-Stick. Sorry. For those of you who don't know what that is, the new Fantastic Four movie.
Wow, we are just shooting shots today, aren't we?
What,
shots are being fired.
What, Fan-4-Stick was a terribly lit movie.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I
don't lie. There were some good aspects of it, but all in all,
the cast was good, but the writing was not.
You know your movie's gonna be bad when even the director goes on social media the day before it comes out.
Yeah, pretty much disowns it.
And just like, I'm sorry. He
can't.
put out an apology on Twitter.
Literally, I think the day before it was released. Yeah.
In theaters, like he's like, I am sorry. This is out of my control. I apologize.
I saw that movie in theaters.
Did you understand what his apology was about?
In hindsight, yeah.
I waited till it came out.
Let's not dwell on the sad shit of the past right now.
Let's think to the future. Avengers Infinity War. Who lives, who dies, who tells their story. No, this isn't Hamilton, but it's pretty damn close. Except without bum, ba-da-ba-dum, bum, bum.
Yeah, you definitely have more sugar than you than
I
do right
don't
now.
actually. No, it was just that sandwich, dude. I swear.
Is this the Jimmy John sandwich?
It's just a Jimmy John sandwich.
Oh God. He's going off of like a what sandwich did you have?
A big Italian, which is formerly known as the Vito.
He's going off a big Italian. I'm going off of 3 tacos right now. I figured I'd be the one with more energy.
3 tacos and a
Homemade
bite.
tacos and a bite of. I don't even remember what I got.
I don't remember.
I think original beef. Is
You got
what
like
it
a
was.
2, yeah.
I was like,
You got like a number 2.
But
Avengers: Infinity War.
yeah, Avengers: Infinity War. Oh wait, should I talk about Isle of Dogs real quick, or we just want to go right into Infinity War?
We can just.
Let's just go, yeah. We got plenty to talk about anyway.
Okay.
And Infinity War.
Come on in. Come on in. All right.
Alrighty. So
Avengers: Infinity War. Where we left off. Where we left off. Ha ha ha. Where we left off last time. We were talking about what we thought was gonna happen. I think, from what I remember, we said this time we were gonna be like, who dies?
yeah, who lives? Do you want me just to pull up like the cast list and just go by? No,
I think we know. I think we know who's in this movie enough to.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, just kind of go by the numbers.
Let's just.
okay.
Let's
Okay.
shoot for the sky.
We delved a little bit into this, I think, in part 1.
Yeah,
If I remember right.
I think we nailed Loki. Is probably Loki's going away.
Pretty sure Heimdall is too. Looking back at it now, I don't really see a future for Heimdall. I just really don't. I don't really see a huge part that he would play in Infinity War.
Yeah.
Let's see here.
Well, considering his contract's up, Thor,
A lot of people's contracts are up at the
I
end of this
think-
movie.
Chris Evans,
Chris Hemsworth, Robert Downey Jr.
Is Ruffalo's contract up?
It might be, but I don't know if he's gonna renew it or not. I think a good majority are renewing it. I think everybody that was in Phase 1. If
they want to do the Black Widow movie, ScarJo has to.
She's coming back. Yeah.
She's coming back.
I think it's pretty safe that she's gonna survive.
I think it's safe to say Hawkeye is gonna. I honestly think Hawkeye is gonna
Survive?
Yeah.
Yeah, I could definitely
He
see.
survived in Age of Ultron. They were setting him up to be dead.
They
Exposing his family, exposing that he has a secret family, that he has a pregnant wife and 2 kids.
Quicksilver saves him.
Then Quicksilver saves him, and I'm like, that wasn't supposed to happen. You're supposed to be
die.
You're supposed to die. Like, I'm happy,
You're not dead, but
at the sacrifice
Sacrifice
of
of
Quicksilver.
no, I don't agree with that.
I don't agree with that, because they basically set him up to be cannon fodder for that.
Sadly, yeah, and yeah.
They set him up to be cannon fodder. It's like, I don't know. Well, let's see, who else? Okay, so what do we have? We got Loki's
Loki's, I think, a goner. I think Loki's a goner for sure. Here's the character I don't really see people bringing up too often. Wong. Remember Wong?
I honestly think Wong might just.
Well, because he's there with Doctor Strange when they find Bruce Banner. After he crashes through the Sanctum Sanctorum.
Yeah.
So I'm just kind of wondering, like, we don't really see him a whole lot in the rest of the trailers, so.
I doubt they're gonna get rid of Wong this soon.
Yeah.
When they could capitalize on it, making more.
Kind of really delving into that character.
Yeah. I'm not saying give him a spin-off movie, but
I'm saying
making more
character
Doctor
development.
Strange movies and
Yeah, developing him as a character.
Yeah. I mean, it could be a possibility. I think Nebula is gonna be gone.
I think Nebula's a goner.
Nebula's definitely, because think about it, you have her, Gamora, and Thanos' family.
Yeah.
Then you have the other children of Thanos.
Mm. But I think that, Nebula, this is something Nebula's been, I think, wanting, much like Drax, since I think Guardians won.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Drax is another one who's.
Drax a potential death. Yeah, Drax definitely. You know, I could really see him going either way, if living or dying.
Yeah.
But you know, we know for sure that like Kevin Feige and the directors of Infinity War and Avengers 4 have said that people are going to die in these next two movies and they will be definitively dead. Like they're not coming back.
You know what I'm kind of wondering? I think they're gonna like hit us hard. This first go.
This first movie?
This in Infinity War. I think they're gonna hit us hard.
You think like
they're gonna hit someone like that? We're just like
they're gonna be like cleaning house of characters or
no. It's I feel like they're gonna probably hit us with like 1 or 3 people that we're just gonna be like no, and then in Avengers 4 they're probably gonna knock off like maybe a couple more that were just gonna be like. No, these guys are gone. Now these guys are gone.
I feel like that's the same way, but at the same time, my opinion is going to be a somewhat unpopular opinion here. I feel like they're going to.
Boo!
I haven't even said it.
You suck. Boo! I'm just joking. I'm joking. I promise, ladies and gentlemen, I don't pick on my friends like that. Unless like they flip me shit first.
Or do you? I don't know.
Hey.
We all know how abusive you can be.
I'm abusive. I'm abusive. Okay, what is your unpopular opinion?
This podcast has become much more cancerous than I expected.
Hey, we said we were like cancer. I mean, what do you...
Yeah, but I think there's some episodes that have some pretty potent cancer in them.
This happens to be number 2.
This happens to be one that is very, very potent. But my popular opinion, I think they're gonna clean house with these next 2 movies of characters.
Well, and I don't deny that. I don't deny that they're gonna clean house. I just feel like they're gonna like hit you in the heartstrings in these first like.
On this first movie.
Yeah, they're gonna hit you in the heartstrings. Like I think. Peter Parker is going to get seriously injured.
I don't think he's going to die. I mean, he's only been around for 2 movies. I think it's too early.
Yeah.
For them to do something like that. But I mean, like, going off that, this is the end of an era for Marvel. This marks 10 years that Marvel Studios has been around. 10 years. Can you believe that?
10 years.
I was 9 when Iron Man came out.
I think I was 10. No. How old was I when?
It came out like March or May 2008.
2008?
Mm-hmm. The first Iron Man.
Oh, I was 10.
A lot of us were kids, and now we're adults by the time Infinity War rolls around.
Yeah, like I'm 20 now, so that makes that makes sense because we've literally been growing up,
with these characters literally over the course of 10 years.
And then Fox is just trying to be like, hey, look at us, no, fuck off.
But I really think that like they're going to be paving the way for characters like like Black Panther, Doctor Strange, Spider-Man, Captain Marvel, and
Adam
Warlock.
Adam's coming.
Characters like that, they are the future of the MCU.
Wouldn't it be cool in Avengers 4 if Adam Warlock?
He could show up. We don't know. There's not a whole lot of info on Avengers 4.
Awesome.
It would be.
Adam Warlock? Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, that'd be fucking amazing. No,
but if I had to make my picks, my own personal picks of who I think are going to die.
Okay.
And I'm including some in Avengers 4 here as well, but this majority is for Infinity War.
Okay.
Okay, so we got Nebula.
Yep.
I think she's a goner, for sure. Regardless if she kills Thanos or not, I think her story is going to end in Infinity War.
I think it's probably going to be wasted on a failed attempt.
It could be, definitely. Loki, I think, is for sure a goner. I think he's definitely going to bite it. Well, let's see, who else? I don't think anybody in Black Panther is going to die because a lot of those characters we just met.
But would it surprise you if they did?
Yes and no. I think one of the characters, M'Baku, I think he's gonna make it. You know, the one that challenges T'Challa,
Yes.
the leader of the Jabari tribe. I think he's gonna make it. T'Challa's obviously. I think he's gonna make it.
Well, that's no.
Shuri, I think she's gonna make it.
Oh yeah, because in the comics she eventually takes over the Black Panther.
Yeah, she becomes
the Black
Queen of Wakanda at one point.
Yeah.
Okoye,
Yeah.
the leader of the Dora Milaje. I think she's gonna make it. If there's anybody I think that's gonna die, is her husband, her
her love or
the one that sided with Killmonger.
yes.
If there's anybody I think that's gonna die, I think it's gonna be him.
Yes.
I'm honestly kind of surprised he didn't die in Black Panther, just given the fact that he sided with Killmonger.
I don't think they were doing yeah, they were all fighting, but I don't think they were aiming to kill because these were their own people.
I know, but there's at one point where there's a line where the two of them talk after their little scuffle.
Yeah.
And he asks "Would you kill me, my love?" And she says, "If it means to defend Wakanda, yes, without hesitation."
Yeah.
So she's pretty much just saying even though this is the love of her life, she'd kill him in a heartbeat to defend Wakanda. So that means she's putting Wakanda first. Now, granted, that's what the Dora Milaje are supposed to do, but she's putting Wakanda first over the person she loves.
Yeah.
So I think especially going into Infinity War, I think their relationship is going to be strained, to say the least, because I think that can be interpreted as his way of saying she doesn't really give a shit about me.
No, she
does, but she's gonna put Wakanda first.
Yeah, which means she still cares though. It's not saying that she's
that she doesn't care, but it's also she cares more about one thing than she cares about the other.
Yeah. All right. So who do we got so far?
So we got Nebula, Loki, Okoye's husband. I can't remember his name for the life of me right now.
I know who you're.
He's
from Get Out.
Yeah, he's the main guy in Get Out. He's also, I think, in an episode or two of Black Mirror.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, he's in an episode of Black Mirror. Heimdall, I think for sure, is a goner, like I mentioned before. This one might be surprising, too. I think maybe Peggy Carter's niece. If she even shows up in Infinity War, I don't even know.
Supposedly Peggy Carter's going to show up in Avengers 4 in some way.
She is?
Yeah, that's what I read.
I've never heard that. I don't know how. She's dead.
Well, neither do I, but it might be they might be saving Cap till that movie.
Yeah, maybe. Well, another one, I really don't see people mentioning this one either, is Nick Fury. We haven't seen Fury since Age of Ultron. Well, I know he's going to be in Captain Marvel, but Captain Marvel's supposed to be set in the 90s.
Yeah.
That's 20 years before any of this even happens. So, I think Fury might die. I really think Fury might die. Maybe.
This might be.
It could be a possibility that Fury might bite it.
This is a group of people. It's not, you haven't mentioned this. Asgard.
I think almost all of Asgard will be destroyed. I think it might just come down to maybe Valkyrie and Thor.
Valkyrie,
They're the last.
Thor, Loki.
Well, maybe not Loki. If Loki does end up dying, but if it's just, it might really just come down to Valkyrie, Thor, and maybe Loki. Should he survive? Surprisingly,
Giving the Tesseract
to Thanos. Should he survive that encounter? They might literally just be the last of the Asgardians. I really could see that. I think, of course, speaking of them, I think Valkyrie's going to make it. I think I've even said this in the first part, is I think that much like Banner, we're assuming he punches Banner all the way to Earth. Maybe he does the same with Korg and Valkyrie, just instead of find out where Banner...
He punches Thor, Thor is in space. He gets picked up by the Guardians.
But Banner gets punched all the way to Earth. But I think if that happens with Valkyrie and Korg, I think that their fate will be left unknown until a future movie. Yeah. So we just won't know what happened to them.
That brings up something funny. because there was this behind the scenes commercial TV ad for Infinity War, and it's when the Guardians pick up Thor. Thor's laying unconscious on the
table,
on a table, and Chris
Star-Lord.
Yeah,
Chris
oh,
Pratt,
sorry,
yeah,
Star-Lord.
yeah.
Chris Pratt, Star-Lord is just looking at him like, who is this dude? And then Dave Bautista, Drax.
Drax seems like he knows.
He's like, this is no dude. You are a dude. To Star-Lord, he's like,
you're a dude. This is no dude.
This is a man.
This is a man.
This is a masculine man. This is a handsome,
That's Drax.
masculine man. And I lost my shit because of how straightforward it is.
Yeah, it's such a straightforward delivery.
How straightforward. He's
Without
like,
even cracking
this
a
is
smile. This is a handsome, masculine man. It's like you're a dude. He's not a dude. You're a dude. This is a man.
This is a man right here.
This is a handsome, masculine man.
Just Drax doesn't know.
Without even skipping a beat, too.
He's just
pure delivery of that line. It's amazing.
Yeah, I don't think what's her name, Mantis is gonna make it.
I think Mantis can make it. Like a lot of these characters, especially like Doctor Strange, or even Spider-Man: Homecoming or Black Panther, have only been in like 1 or 2 movies before now. So I think a lot of it's too early for them to die. Like if this was like all the way in Phase 4, like the end of Phase 4, then we could see the possibility of a lot of them being killed off. Yeah. But I think it's with films like Doctor Strange or Black Panther, I think it's too early. I mean, hell, like spoilers for Black Panther. I was surprised they killed Claw. I was shocked when that happened. I didn't see that coming. I mean, I figured between the 2 villains, one of them was going to have to go in the movie. I didn't think both of them were going to go.
I didn't, honestly, I thought it was kind of almost a waste of Andy Serkis.
Yeah, I mean,
thank God, finally a movie role that he's not a CGI.
He's not CG character, yeah.
He's not CGI, but I mean, he just like, I feel like it was a waste of the talent that is Andy Serkis.
Yeah, definitely. He's in CG or non-CG, he is a very talented actor.
Yeah.
And I think he was only in for Black Panther. I think he was just in Age of Ultron too. I don't really know.
He wasn't in Age of.
Yeah, he was. That's Ultron and the twins go to him to get the vibranium.
Yeah, I was like, wait a minute, wait a minute. Was he in that? And I was like, I think you're thinking of James Spader was Ultron.
No.
Try and say like.
No. I mean, I'm talking about his Claw.
Yeah.
Claw had existed before Black Panther. Because the movie starts, he's already missing the arm.
Yeah, because notice how he took his arm off with, like, not even like he's not bleeding out to his arm or anything.
Well, he just, I think it was like, because like when he throws his arm down, like in the motion that he cuts off his arm is like really, like, I think because Ultron just gets really pissed off, so his arm just becomes incredibly hot.
Oh, so it
it cauterizes the arm.
Yeah.
So he's not bleeding. That's why he's not bleeding out.
I'm not gonna lie. Every time you say Doctor Strange, I think you're gonna say Doctor Strange Love. I don't know why. Like it sounds like you're just ready to finish with Strange Love.
I think you just really want to watch that movie.
I really want to watch that movie. My fear, I can walk.
I think you just gotta get Hulu. It's on. It's on Hulu right now.
I had it.
If you had $40, you could have bought it today. You could have owned that movie tonight. You could be watching it right now on the Xbox. Was that Xbox One or is that?
Yeah, the Xbox One.
We could be watching it right now on the Xbox One. We could be watching.
My fjord.
Yep.
I can walk.
Isn't it sad that those are the last words that are said before humanity is just completely and utterly destroyed? Well, that's the last.
It's kind of a breakthrough, though, when you think about it. He can walk, but then...
Hey, bye-bye.
Well, in an alternate scene, there's a pie fight.
There was a pie fight.
There was a pie fight.
I didn't
between the U.S. Between what was it, the USSR and America, like.
Yeah. I honestly we're just gonna go off on a little bit of a tangent here before we go back to Infinity War, but I honestly didn't the first time I saw that movie.
You didn't understand it, did you?
No, I understood it. I just didn't think it was gonna be as funny as it was.
Yeah, it looks like it should be something serious, and then you see the freaking the pilot riding out on the nuclear bomb, just like, woo, woo, woo.
I'm not gonna lie. He goes out in a pretty epic way though.
That's pretty fucking awesome. Riding straddling a rocket down to Earth. Woo, woo.
I mean, the good thing about it is you're not gonna feel a thing because you're just completely obliterated in a matter of seconds. You're just vaporized. Because I mean, he's not literally next to it. He's literally on a nuclear bomb. There is no way any part of him survived on an atomic level.
He's facing the tip.
He's gone.
He's facing the tip. He's facing the tip of the rocket, so he is going.
He's dead. There's no way he survived that, but like.
No, wait. He's facing backwards from the tip because the tip is
going. The tip's going down. He's facing toward the bottom
boost.
end.
He's facing towards like the bottom of the rocket.
Yeah.
So then he can't see it like.
Because I think he was performing maintenance on it when it drops.
Yeah.
And I always forget that like Peter Sellers plays like 3 or 4 different roles in that movie.
Peter Sellers was an amazing actor.
He
was
really
sad
was.
when he passed away.
He really was.
Like a year. What was that? A year or two ago?
Yeah, 2-3 years ago now.
Yeah.
But like him, George C. Scott do a really good job in that movie. I mean, one of my favorite scenes is right when Strangelove is kind of explaining to the people in the war room kind of how it is, and like half of his body is kind of at war with itself, and like.
He's doing the. For people that don't know, he's like saluting.
Doing the Sig Heil.
He's doing the Sig Heil. So and then he's just like you could see like
throws his arm down with his other hand, and one of my favorite parts like when he's explaining it is like the chair because he's sitting in a wheelchair goes another direction like hold on and just like he's trying to get to steer himself back to face the president and explain his plan.
Dude, it's just really funny. Like, they even got away with that on the Muppets.
Yeah.
Like, they changed Strangelove into German.
Yeah.
So, and they gave him basically the same character, except he's a masseuse. Mm-hmm. And it's just so funny. He's like, oh, you have such nice, oh, yes, you have such nice, like, and he's massaging a pig. Well, it's a pig character. It's a German pig character.
It's a German pig. It's not Miss Piggy, is it?
No.
Okay.
It's a male.
Okay. I'm like, this could go down a very dark path.
No. But he's just like, and he's just like, he's yanking on his legs, he's yanking on his arms, and I'm like, all you need to do is just that whole like your body's fighting with
yourself,
like the, like just, hand down.
You want to know some trivia about that?
That was all improv, wasn't it?
A lot of it was improv, but I'm talking about like how funny it was. Do you want to know how funny it was? It was so funny.
Didn't you tell me like Kubrick had to leave the room?
Kubrick had to go to the other side of the set because he was laughing so damn hard whenever Peter Sellers was Strangelove. He couldn't literally supervise the filming of Strangelove. He had to go to the other side of the set because he was laughing so damn hard.
That's how you know you're laughing too hard when even your crew's just like, go.
He's like, go over there. We got this. We got this scene. You just go over there. Like every single time he's Strangelove, you ruin the scene. You need to go over there.
You just need to go. Just go.
So that's what he would do. Like he'd set the cameras up, start it, and then he'd just walk off.
Because he'd know he'd be laughing.
He'd know he'd be rolling on the ground, laughing his ass off.
My fjord. I can walk.
But it's such a good movie. It really is.
Yeah.
It's.
I used to think he was saying my fear is locked.
My fear I can walk.
I thought he was saying my fear is locked.
Well, he says it so quick and in the German accent, like it could be hard. It could be easy to misinterpret it.
Yeah, I used to think my Fjord is locked.
Nope. It's my Fuhrer, I can walk.
My Fjord,
I can walk. And then nuclear annihilation.
How does democracy die?
Thunderous applause. I made that joke in Barnes and Noble.
Barnes and Noble, when we're looking at a book.
We were actually having a discussion at the time about Of Mice and Men, because we just passed by it.
Oh, yes, this conversation.
It's actually, I actually liked having that conversation. It was a pretty good conversation.
Yeah, it was. I'm like, oh no, this one.
But we passed by a book that was literally, the joke set itself up by the title.
Yeah,
It's literally
it literally said
how
democracy
democracy dies, and I literally pointed that out. I'm like, and I said, "Do you want to know?" And I said to you, "Do you want to know how?" And you said, "How?" And I said, "With thunderous applause." That's not thunderous applause, but you get the idea.
It's a little late right now, and my neighbors get mad if I'm loud. So
Yeah, and that's a Star Wars reference for you. If you don't get that,
it's a Star Wars reference. We're not making a political statement.
we're not
promise.
making. It's not a political statement. This is literally a reference from Star Wars. I mean,
It's when he's turning Anakin to the dark side. Watch Revenge of the Sith if you.
I mean, if you both smiled and also got a little angry by that reference, especially if you know that reference, if you smiled and got a little angry, it's understandable because it comes from the prequels. But yes, I went there.
Those movies were terrible. Well, I mean, no, yep.
Those movies were terrible.
No, yep. I mean,
And they had some good elements, but all around bad.
I mean, the first 3 Star Wars movies weren't like the cinematic. Like, I mean, yes, they were big. They were made lots of money, but there were some things people didn't really
like about them.
There were some, and the same goes with this. That was Star Wars for our childhood.
Sadly,
that was our childhood of Star Wars. It was the prequels. So I mean, technically, the last 2/3 of the prequels.
Yeah, the last 2/3. I mean, I have vague memories of seeing Revenge of the Sith in theaters.
I remember seeing Revenge of the Sith. I remember watching that lightsaber duel in the lava, and I was like, oh my.
Mustafar, yeah.
I loved you. You were supposed to be the chosen one.
I mean, that's also one of the good elements of those movies.
Ewan McGregor
as Obi-Wan Kenobi, yeah. One of the redeeming qualities of the prequels is him.
I think he said he wants to come back. No, Sam Jackson wants to come back.
Both of them want to come back, but I think people are actually open to him coming back as Obi-Wan. People liked him. Like, I'm talking about Ewan McGregor.
Okay,
not Mace Windu.
I was like, no, that's just no. His character is gone.
No, I was talking about Ewan McGregor.
No, but yeah, he could be like I mean, you're never gonna get
Alec Guinness.
Yeah, you're never gonna get Alec Guinness back, but he could be like how they brought back Yoda. They could bring back.
Well, I think it'd be like a prequel movie. It would take place after Revenge, but before A New Hope.
Oh yeah, what happened to Obi-Wan?
In the meantime between that, it essentially could be like the Logan version for that character. Obviously, you can't kill him because A New Hope has to happen. So,
yeah.
But you can kind of send the character off into the sunset.
Yeah.
And all right, enough rambling. Let's go back to Infinity War.
So I don't even remember where we were.
I think we were counting off the deaths. What we think were gonna happen.
I know. I just said Asgard.
Yeah, I mean.
So we got Nebula, Loki,
Asgard, Heimdall. Was there anybody else we named?
Drax.
Drax, I could see going either way.
I think Drax is gonna be cannon fodder. That's just because also Dave Bautista's contract is running out.
That is true. Plus, I think he's shown interest in coming back to the WWE
as a full time
as full time Batista.
Yeah, full time the Animal.
Well, if that goes through, if that officially happens, then I think you could it's pretty much assured that Drax will die in Infinity War.
Yeah.
Um,
Because that's the only reason he didn't stay longer in the WWE is because Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
yeah, I think he really wanted to pursue acting at that time too.
Yeah.
And I think outside of Drax, I think the Guardians, for the most part, are pretty much safe.
The rest of the Guardians, yeah, especially Groot.
Especially Groot, Star-Lord,
Team Groot.
Gamora, Rocket, and Mantis. I think they're safe.
There's that other guy, too.
Well,
Yondu's right hand.
Oh, yeah, Kraglin.
Yeah.
I think he's going to make it just because I think he's James Gunn's brother.
You're not gonna me.
If
you love me too much.
If he's going to die, he's going to die in Guardians Volume 3, I think. And, alright, well, I guess we can move on to the Avengers for the most part now.
Oh, God.
This one's going to be tough.
This
is going to be the tough choices.
Do this one.
We have to do this one.
Okay.
Okay, so
Actually,
Spider-Man, I think he's safe.
I think he's going to be seriously injured, but he will survive.
I think he will survive. Doctor Strange, same thing. I think he will be seriously injured, but I think he will survive for the most part. I mean, there are scenes where the Ebony Maw is torturing Doctor Strange, probably for information of where the rest of the stones are.
Yeah. He's using his magic against him.
Yeah, he's manipulating Strange's magic against Strange, which is scary in its own right.
The fact that he can do that.
The fact that he has the capabilities to manipulate you to use your own abilities against you.
Yeah.
Is scary. Very scary. So that's them. Banner. Bruce Banner, the Hulk. I think he'll make it.
Okay, in the comics, it said Thanos is afraid of Banner.
Yeah, he's afraid of the strength.
He's afraid of the Hulk. Because he knows the Hulk can beat him.
But I think that might be Thanos without the Infinity Gauntlet.
Yeah.
But now, this movie, I think probably by the end of the movie, he will have assembled the entire Infinity Gauntlet. So I don't think he'll be as scared of the Hulk in this movie than he would be in, potentially a future film or in the comics. Thor, I think he'll make it. At least going into Avengers 4. Ant-Man and the Wasp, I think they will make it.
I really don't know about them at this point. I have no opinion on Ant-Man and the Wasp because I know their movie's going to be coming out, and it's going to be between this and Civil War.
Yeah, it's between Civil War and this, but there have been leaked set photos of Avengers 4.
Yeah.
That have shown, Paul Rudd, Scott Lang as Ant-Man, and
okay, well then
that they've talked about him, that he plays a very, very crucial role in Avengers 4. That he plays a very important role.
They're probably gonna.
So I think he'll. Hank Pym might die in either Ant-Man and the Wasp or Infinity War.
I think it's Ant-Man and the Wasp.
He could potentially die. I could really see him being killed off. Now we're getting into tough choices. Now we're starting to get into some real tough choices. We'll work from least tough to the most tough choices.
Okay.
Okay. Falcon.
Injured.
Injured. Bucky Barnes, the Winter Soldier.
As much as I enjoy the character of the Winter Soldier,
You think he's gonna die?
I definitely think it's about time. Because think about it. Just think about it. He's gone through this whole process.
This whole arc from Winter Soldier up till now.
It needs to come full circle. It needs to end.
I think both Falcon and Winter Soldier will survive. And I'll get to that once I get to Captain America.
Oh, I know what you're going towards.
Yeah.
I know what you're doing.
I will get to that once I get down to Captain America.
Okay.
So we'll save that for a little later. Rhodey, War Machine.
Lives.
Yeah, I agree with that.
That's like a no. To me, that's kind of a no-brainer. I'm pretty sure Rhodey's good.
Yeah. Okay, so this one's another tough choice, but actually another easy choice. Black Widow, I think she's gonna live.
Well, yeah, because they have to.
They gotta make the Black Widow.
But then again, that's probably gonna just be like an origin story.
Maybe an origin story, or well, they could really do it any number of ways. Really, now that I think about it, but Hawkeye, I think he's gonna live too. Maybe.
Now that I think about it, cannon fodder in the last movie, he narrowly escaped like death in Age of Ultron.
Oh, Age of Ultron, yeah. Yeah, a lot of it I think you can thank Quicksilver on. Because he got some bullets.
Oh, and didn't see that one coming.
You really didn't see that one coming. Scarlet Witch.
That's a good question because I seen something where she just looks really badass.
Yeah, she looks really.
There's just like this divot in the ground. Like there is a divot in the ground, and it's just her looking back at somebody.
Her eyes are glowing red.
Her eyes are glowing red, and I'm like, oh.
Like she's been pissed off.
I think, you know what that probably means though.
Death of Vision.
Yeah, because
I was thinking. The Mind Stone is in his head.
Yeah, without that.
Well, there's also in like the most recent trailer, like the official trailer. I'm not talking about the TV spots, where they show that what Shuri's mission is going to be is to potentially try to remove the Mind Stone from Vision's head to see if he can live. To find a way to live without the Mind Stone. So that way, when Thanos, it does try to come for it, Vision is not killed. Because assuming he probably would just punch through Vision's head and just take it out. He doesn't care.
He could just rip it out. He doesn't need to punch through his head.
He'll just rip it out. He doesn't care about the consequences of it. He just wants the Mind Stone.
Yeah.
But he doesn't care if Vision lives or Vision dies.
I honestly do think Vision's probably gonna. He's probably. Paul Bentley was good, but I just think that it's probably gonna happen.
Yeah, I think that's definitely a possibility. Now we get down to two incredibly impossible choices.
The reason for Civil War in the comic books and in the movie.
Well, not just that, but like, here are the two choices. The two leaders of the Avengers, Iron Man and Captain America. Tony Stark and Steve Rogers. Will they make it past Avengers Infinity War and Avengers 4? That's a toughie. That's a real toughie.
Well,
there's evidence.
Considering what I think you're doing is you're insinuating Captain America probably is gonna die, so then Bucky and Falcon can fight over who takes the mantle as.
Well, I don't know about fighting over who takes the mantle. I think one will either, if Falcon takes the mantle, he'll just go to being the White Wolf and Black Panther. If Bucky takes the mantle, then he'll just stay the Falcon. That's what I think. But the reason why I really think Cap is probably gonna bite it within one of these next two movies is Chris Evans in interviews, in most recent interviews, has really hinted that he's bowing out after Avengers 4. He's really hinted that Avengers 4 is his swan song, that he's out after Avengers 4 and he's not coming back. But at the same time, in that featurette, the behind the scenes, Robert Downey Jr. kind of did a similar thing where he was acting kind of melancholy about it, and it seems
like, oh yeah.
It's like yeah. I mean, this started 10 years ago with me, and it's been fun. It's been a blast to do it with all these people, and he's saying these things like, it got me thinking like, oh shit, is Tony gonna die? Is he gonna die in this movie? Well, I mean, like, there are scenes in the trailer that really hint to both of them dying. The one where like Thanos is reaching out trying to grab Cap, and there's scenes where his Tony's new armor is broken and shattered, really hinting that both of them might die in this movie,
or in the next two movies.
No, I'm not gonna say it. You're
not gonna say it?
Well, should I say it?
Just say it.
Okay, so now we don't know the plot of Avengers 4. They're really keeping tight-lipped about that, and rightfully so. But they're also going off of these leaked set photos. There was leaked set photos of Ant-Man, like I said before.
Mm-hmm.
There was leaked set photos of Cap, and of Iron Man, and of Bruce Banner.
They're probably gonna make it past this movie, but then Avengers 4 is.
I think Avengers 4 is when you really got to start worrying about whether one of those two characters will die.
Then again, though, the way they're building Infinity War, there's a slight possibility it could only be minor characters who
bite the dust.
Like, it could be only minor characters, or it's
die.
Well, we all know Asgard's probably just number one,
just obliterated. Yeah, obliteration of Asgard,
especially Korg.
I don't know about Korg. I really don't know about Korg. I want Korg to live.
Hi, I'm Korg.
Hey man,
I'm Korg.
Piss off, Ghost. I
Piss
love
off,
that line.
Ghost.
He's freaking gone. I love that line. He's freaking gone.
Piss off, Ghost.
Piss off, Ghost.
Just runs, kicks into the wall, and then what's his name?
Meek just comes running in to the frame, just like with like these blades, just check things out. And I like how he just turns to Thor. And he's like, he's freaking gone.
He's freaking gone. Oh, Meek's dead. Oh, Meek, you're alive.
Meek, you're alive. Hey, everybody.
Meek's alive.
Meek's alive. What was your question again, bro?
I honestly think that was intentional, that he didn't remember those lines. He's just like,
no.
What was the question?
What was the question again, bro? That was Taika Waititi did amazing with that movie. Okay, so you talk about Led Zeppelin, Immigrant Song.
I probably just mixed like 5 songs.
You probably just mixed. You just did like multiple
I know Ballroom
songs.
Blitz just popped in there.
Why did Ballroom Blitz just drop in there? I don't even think that was even in the film whatsoever.
No, that was in Suicide Squad. The trailer.
That was in the trailer for Suicide Squad. I don't even think that was in the movie.
Oh, do you know what comes out? You know what comes out today, though? Sunday. Season 16. Red versus Blue.
That show's still going? I thought that show ended. Or am I thinking of Arbiter in Chief?
You're thinking of Arbiter in Chief.
I'm thinking of Arbiter in Chief. Okay. Yeah, Arbiter in Chief ended a little while ago. I thought that ended a while ago. I didn't know.
No.
Red versus Blue was still around.
Season 16.
I just. But let's make an even drasticer predictions. I think we got Infinity War covered pretty well. What are you doing?
Nothing. I was just
you're just kind of laying there.
My head over here.
I thought this was gonna be too much for you.
Nope.
I'm not even gonna try to. Should we even try to predict what's gonna happen in Avengers 4?
I honestly
have no.
I think
idea.
we need to see Infinity Wars before we can even just be like,
this is what happens. This is what we think is going to happen in Avengers 4.
Yeah,
I agree with that.
I think that's what we need to do. I think we need to wait that. I think we need to wait that out.
I think what we can do though. What we can do. I'll pull up that list I told you about. Remember that poster I told you about with like the roster, the fan made roster.
Okay.
We can predict what films we will see in Phase 4.
Phase 4. I'm really hoping we get Galactus.
As a film?
No, I want Galactus in a movie. I don't care who. I don't care how. I want Galactus. I want a non-cloudy Galactus. And for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, in Fantastic Four: Rise of the Silver Surfer, Galactus is seen behind a big puff of a big cloud, basically.
Yeah, and it's
you see his eyes. That's it. And you see like the formation of his helmet.
Of his helmet. That's it.
That's it. That's all you see.
I got the list pulled up.
Okay, let's.
Okay, so now this is a fan made list. This is not official released.
I say we go through and just kind of be like, what's probably
likely and what's not.
Okay. Yep.
Okay, so
shoot.
The first one up
Okay.
is Spider-Man Academy.
No,
So
that's a given. That's
I think
happen.
it's more like the next year of high school or the next year of college. This one I would change the name a little bit because I think it's too early for this to be implied.
Okay.
Is what it has here is Doctor Strange Illuminati.
Yeah, that's too early.
I think it's too early.
That is way too early.
That is way too early to bring that in. Even though all the players will show of that team for the most part will show up in Infinity War. I think it's too early to
when
bring
you
that
think
about.
about it, only 3 of them will.
No, you got Black Panther. He's on it. Doctor Strange is on it. Iron
I'm
Man's
thinking
on it.
I'm thinking of a different carnation of the Illuminati.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm thinking of something.
I'm thinking of like Hickman's run on Avengers.
Oh, okay. I was thinking of something completely. I was thinking of a different reincarnation then.
But I would change that too, since Scott Derrickson had revealed like if he would do Doctor Strange 2. Yeah. I told you about this when we were at Zia's, I think.
Yeah.
That the character of Nightmare would be the main villain. So I would just change the name from Doctor Strange Illuminati to just Doctor Strange Nightmare. Yeah, just Nightmare.
It kind of fits together.
It fits. It fits really well. The next one would be Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Well, that's a given. That's been confirmed. Yeah. By Kevin Feige and James Gunn. So as well as like the sequel to Homecoming. Now we start getting into everything that is unknown yet.
Okay.
A lot of these, we'll have to wait and see on. The next one up after Guardians is Black Widow Leviathan. I don't know what the Leviathan refers to, but
I think I don't even know. But
I would just call it Black Widow.
You gotta give it a twist.
Maybe a twist somehow, but even then, I think this Black Widow would probably get people in the seats.
Yeah. All right. Well, that one's a definite. Like, they're planning on doing a
Black Widow movie. They've talked about it before. These next two, I think, actually can't stay the way they are. The next one up is The Mighty Thor. I don't think we ever had a film of a Thor just called The Mighty Thor. Which essentially would be Thor 4.
What exactly are you trying to pull from that, though? Like, what? Like, Hemsworth is done.
Well, he has shown interest in wanting to come back because of what Taika did with Thor Ragnarok.
Oh, well then.
Well, what you could do is essentially, let's say he recreates Asgard. Let's say hypothetically, not all of Asgard is destroyed, but a good portion is. They rebuild Asgard.
There's no good portion of Asgard to rebuild. It is
wiped out.
Asgard is gone. The actual it shows in
no, but I meant like the people. I meant like the people of Asgard.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant like
no, like the planet is destroyed.
Because
it's gone.
Is just like that could just take some rebuilding.
Nope, you can thank Surtur for that. You can thank.
Well,
no. Yeah, that's gone.
Yeah, that's gone. All right, next.
You could see him maybe as like king. At this point, becoming king. Fully embracing the role of being king of Asgard, or what remains of Asgard. The next one, which will get me very excited for, especially because of recent things, which I'll talk about here in a minute. The Fantastic Four. Gets me excited.
I'm scared.
I'm scared but excited.
I am scared. No, I'm not excited.
I'm excited. I'm excited.
Scared for
I'm excited.
Movie.
I'm excited because just from the casting alone, here's the thing. Like, there's been a lot of fan castings ever since the whole deal with Fox went down and Marvel went down, and now I think it has been kind of taking a little bit of traction because John Krasinski was a fan cast for Reed Richards. He actually wants to do it. He wants to be Reed Richards. He wants to do it.
Okay.
Then that also solves the problem for Susan Storm. You just get Emily Blunt. Just get her as Susan Storm. You got half the team figured out right there.
Yeah, but then comes the hard part. Who do you pull in for Ben Grimm and Johnny Storm?
Johnny Storm would be a younger actor. I actually would pull in Jamie Bell. I think even though he was the Thing in the most recent Fantastic Four, I think he would do a good job as Johnny Storm.
I feel like it might be too soon though, depending on when this movie was to come out.
Well, I'm assuming this would be like early 2020s.
Okay.
When this happens, so this will be at least a good 5-6 years after the most recent movie. The Thing's a little bit tougher. The Thing is a little bit challenging. An actor I would choose is he was in The Hobbit. The Hobbit movies. Remember those? Remember the leader of the dwarves? I can't remember his name.
Oh, I know who you're talking
The
about.
actor Richard Armitage. I would choose him as a thing.
I'd pull back. What's his name from the movies that you and I grew up on?
Michael Chiklis.
Play the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I mean he's not a bad choice. I think the character would have to be full CG though. That's one thing I did agree with in the Fan Four Stick movie is making him full CG instead of a rubber suit.
It still looked pretty good for the
It looked
time.
good for the time, but now it wouldn't look good.
Well, yeah, but I mean, he was a good Ben Grimm to me. Like,
He did a good job as Ben Grimm, but I'm saying as far as the look goes.
yeah.
I don't dispute that, but one thing I would cast this one might be a little bit differential. It's not like I said like a little while ago. The creator of Legion wanted to do Doctor Doom movie,
Okay.
and that Dan Stevens, the guy that actually plays Legion, David,
He wants to be. Oh, cast him as Doctor Doom.
Yeah, there you go. Dan Stevens is Victor Von Doom.
Oh, not bad.
That's my casting for the Fantastic Four movie. Now, okay, so the next one up. This one's I don't know about the title of this. This
Okay,
one, yeah.
just
It's the Wasp escape from the Microverse. I really don't know about that one.
could be possible.
Could be possible, but it's, I mean, it's a fishy title. I'm not really sure about it. These next two though, I know for sure. Just the titles are way too soon.
Dude, I cannot see that from here.
I can. Am I better?
Oh, that wouldn't be too bad though.
No, but I feel like a lot of this stuff is relying on things that haven't even been introduced or even hinted at in the MCU yet.
Yeah. Okay. Well, what are the next two titles?
The next two is Black Panther: Secret Empire and Spider-Man: Dimensions. Stuff that is barely touched upon. We're barely now touching upon. We haven't even talked about yet.
Well, like you said, this is a fan-made list.
Yeah, but I'm just saying like likelihood of these titles being a thing or not.
Yeah.
I think it's relying on a lot of different things to happen first. This next one I actually could see happening because a lot of people have wanted this character introduced for a while.
Okay.
And that is Nova.
I have actually been waiting on Nova. That is a kid. Who?
The character Richard
okay.
Rider.
I thought
That's his name.
I thought you said like an actor or something.
Nope.
Like, you said like Richard Dreyfuss or something. I was like,
Like,
he's too old.
No.
He is
Richard Rider. That's the character's name. This next one I actually could think it actually could work too.
This is the Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel and the Valkyries. They've been talking about a while for now, like an all-female team.
Yeah.
That's the movie where you could do it. That.
Or you could just make the new version of the Defenders. I mean.
Yeah, you definitely could do that. That is definitely a way to go.
Except we don't have the She-Hulk yet.
No, we don't have She-Hulk yet.
No.
I don't know if we'll get She-Hulk.
I don't think we ever will.
Sadly.
Yeah. All right. What's
next one is Ant-Man versus the Masters of Evil. Like I said, relying on things that still
haven't even been
touched yet. These next three, though, are a possibility. Two of them are a possibility, assuming the deal goes through.
Okay.
Warlock, which I'm assuming is
Adam Warlock,
a solo Adam Warlock movie. The second one being the Thunderbolts, which is like the team of like you got Red Hulk, Punisher, Deadpool, and a couple others. I can't remember.
That's really banking on if
That's
that Fox.
that's really banking on if the Fox deal goes through. And the next one I think is also banking on if the Fox deal goes through. I think it's supposed to be Avengers versus X-Men. Like I said, really dependent.
Really I'd bring Ellen Page back just for that movie.
To play
Kitty Pryde. I would bring her back just for that movie.
See right there? You got the X in the back.
that's either implying Avengers versus X-Men or that's implying Avengers 10.
That's not 10.
That's not that. Where'd the other 6 movies go?
Yeah, we're missing 6.
We're missing 6 of these movies, man. Where they at?
But I really think some of these are definitely a possibility. Like, 2 of which already have been confirmed. The Spider-Man Homecoming sequel and Guardians of the Galaxy Vol. 3. Those are for sure going to happen after Infinity War and Avengers 4. But like I said, a lot of these are just going off of the titles, are banking on stuff that either has been barely touched or haven't even been introduced in the MCU yet.
Definitely when it comes to the Ant-Man and
the Masters of Evil,
and then the Wasp movie, I think you're really gonna have to wait to like Ant-Man and the Wasp movie.
Yeah, before stuff like that gets introduced. And even then, like, Spider-Man Dimensions could be referring to, like, like the game Shattered Dimensions. Where, like, you get into, like, the multiverse and other dimensions.
Well, they already are making an animated movie. They're into the Spideyverse.
Yeah. Yeah. But I imagine this would be completely set in the MCU, though.
Yeah.
Well, so that was that list.
That was that list.
Do you got anything else?
No. Do you have anything else?
No, I think I'm good.
No. Support Stan Lee.
Very much support Stanley. Get him in Kevin Smith's house.
Get him inside Kevin Smith's house. No, it's real hard.
It's kind of sad, all the stuff that's happening right now.
It's real sad.
It is really sad.
I mean, it might just be the fact that we're looking at it from, like, he kind of made Marvel what it is today. So
yeah.
It's like, yeah, just, it's just sad.
It is very sad.
Especially in his old age.
Yeah, and it's just, it's like vultures, man.
Gotta take all the money before they die.
Sadly, yeah. I actually have a couple things we could talk about real quick before we sign on off.
Okay.
Do you want to talk about that conversation we had?
Which one? I remember many of.
We had many. The Mice and Men one. Or do you think that'll take too long?
No, let's not talk about that one.
Perhaps too many memories.
Well, no, I'm also like.
Fall asleep.
Not falling asleep. I'm just like. I'm just kind of like.
No, too much philosophical talk for one night.
Yeah.
We already had too much of that already. I will mention this. I forgot to mention it earlier. But, so Terminator 6, that's happening.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Okay, so for those who don't know, Terminator 6 is...
Oh, Big Bach. No,
yeah,
you won't.
Well, yeah, he will be. He's in this movie.
Damn it!
Him and Linda Hamilton are in this movie.
No.
She's coming back as Sarah Connor. No.
You're too old.
Hear me out. Okay, so this takes place after Terminator 2, Judgment Day. This is ignoring Rise of the Machines, Salvation, and Genesis.
Thank goodness.
It's cutting all that out.
Movies sucked.
It's ignoring all that. Which of the two?
3 and Genesis.
You like Salvation?
Salvation wasn't that bad. It gave a new twist to it. I mean, I could do without CGI Arnie though. That was just creepy.
That was creepy to look at. That was scary when he first pops up. But here's the interesting stuff. There's been a new cast announced a little bit, and they announced their new Terminator today, who's playing the new version of the Terminator. And it is Gabriel Luna, otherwise known as Robbie Reyes, Ghost Rider from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Now, I know you don't really care much for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I haven't watched it in years, but I have seen scenes of him as Ghost Rider months before this was even made a thing, which was just now made a thing. And he does a damn good job as Ghost Rider. He does a damn good job as Robbie Reyes. He is arguably, of the clips I saw, my favorite part of those clips is him as Robbie Reyes. Yeah. So I really think he's going to do a good job as the Terminator. He might have to bulk up, but I think he'll do a good job.
honestly, okay, this is going on to the DC. I just need to express my opinion on one thing that I have
Are you getting on a soapbox here?
yes,
Okay.
I am getting on my soapbox.
Get on the soapbox then.
There have been photos leaked, on-set photos, of the new Teen Titans.
I was waiting for you to talk about this.
I was either going to do it in the beginning or the end. I'm doing it now. That's not Beast Boy. That's not Raven. I can deal with Starfire, though. I can put up with Starfire. But you see, Beast Boy is green. Not green hair only. He is green. Mm-hmm. But the one thing I do give them is that they got the suit right. But what you are telling me is that you can do King Shark in the Flash, but you cannot do Green Beast Boy. And this Raven, because I'm taking a little quote from you, looks like a goth Reagan. Or
Raven. Not Reagan.
Reagan, no. Raven. Looks like a goth Raven. Raven in the comics is this mystical... How would you put this? Is a mystical...
She's kind of like a witch.
Yeah, a Wiccan. A Wiccan.
Well, isn't she like the daughter of a demon?
She's like she's daughter of the devil.
She's daughter of
I think it's daughter of the devil.
It could be.
Yeah. Okay. So, like, this isn't... The only good thing they have going for him, because I agree with you on this, is Robin.
Robin looks good.
Robin looks pretty badass. He looks
pretty damn good to me.
It fits.
It looks like Tim Drake. It looks like Tim Drake Robin.
Yeah. But again, everything else, like, just for right now, I don't like what I see.
But like I even said before, while we were in the Barnes Noble, when we talked about this, was a lot of those three characters, at least Raven and Beast Boy, will be heavily dependent on CG. So let's wait and see for at least the pilot episode to see how that all turns out. If they had said Cyborg was going to be in this, then I'd be worried. Because I feel like a lot of the CG and a lot of that money would go to him. And those other characters won't look as good.
You think?
I know.
I was going to say, no, there is no think. There is no. All that money, all that CG, and all the budget for CG would probably go to Cyborg.
Yes.
Or they tried to pass him off as, like, they tried to do something stupid, like, oh, he is a cyborg, but we're just not going to show it.
Kind of like how they did in Smallville.
Exactly.
Is that what you were hinting at?
Yep. You just nailed the coffin shut. Like...
But Smallville was a good show.
Oh, no. It was a good show. It was just like... It was like, I don't see the point in, like, if you're gonna make Cyborg, make him Cyborg.
Yeah.
Don't just tell us, oh, he's a cyborg, and then expect us to be like, oh, yeah, it's Cyborg. No. Make him the cyborg we've seen in the comics and the classic TV show. Not Teen Titans Go.
And speaking of Cyborg, I'm just gonna sidestep here real quick before we jump back to that. This is gonna be a weird thing here is jumping up Cyborg. What I want to see in Terminator, and I talked to you a little bit about this outside of Zia's, is I think the storyline has been going on for about 5 or 6 movies now. I think it's time they wrap up the story of John Connor. And I don't mean like kill him off or anything like that. I mean like put an end to that story. It's been going on for 5 or 6 movies now.
The role is cursed.
But I don't know if the role is cursed.
No, it is cursed. It is a cursed role. Everyone who has played John Connor is like, even the kid who played him in Terminator 2, and the guy who played him in Terminator 3, and Christian Bale.
Christian Bale seems to be doing alright.
And yeah.
And the guy that played him in Genesis?
I have no idea what's going on with him. But so far from what I know, from Terminator 2 to Salvation, it's just not been good for anyone who's played John Connor. It's like the role of Superman.
The role is cursed?
The role is cursed. With bad luck and bad fortune.
I don't know, Henry Cavill seems to be doing okay.
Well, he's one of the few. And what's his name from The Adventures of Lois and Clark?
Oh.
Dean Cain.
Dean Cain, yeah.
Yeah, he's doing well.
He's doing alright.
But that's...
Tom Holland's doing alright. Brandon Routh's doing alright.
You're just making me sound like a jackass. You know?
No.
He's doing all right.
He's
He's doing all right. He's doing all right. Jacob, you're just being a jackass.
No, those are just... I'm just spouting off names that are coming to my head because I'm tired.
Ryan Reynolds is doing all right.
He didn't play Superman.
Ryan Reynolds is doing all right.
He is doing alright because he's Deadpool.
Do you know who he played, though?
Yeah, but that's the only person that's played that character in live action. It's the only person that's played that character in live action, though. No way to really know if that role was cursed.
I didn't say it was cursed. I was just making a point. He's doing all right now.
When is that man not doing alright? Like he's constantly doing alright.
Sexiest man alive.
Married to Blake Lively. He's
That.
Deadpool.
He's fucking Deadpool. He's Captain Deadpool.
Captain Deadpool. No, just
Deadpool.
Just Deadpool. Yeah, just Deadpool.
Who knows? Maybe if this works, we'll make it 3. He just took a sip of the wrong stuff.
No, it's not that late. Like you ever took a sip of something and it hits your teeth and your teeth just freeze?
Yep.
That just happened. God, that sucks.
All right. Well, this has been an interesting podcast.
This has been an interesting night.
This has been
an interesting, very interesting night. It's late. It's like 1 a.m. now. By the time we're finishing this, how long have we been going? We've been going
an
for
hour or hour.
I think we're going over an hour now.
Yeah. Means a long time to render.
I'm doing nothing but homework tomorrow, so.
Good for you.
Alright, well, I'm Zach.
I am Jacob.
Did that take you a second there?
Yeah, that took me a second.
Take you a second to
But-
remember your name?
Yes, it did. And remember,
Don't blame yourself.
Excelsior. Excelsior.
Excelsior.
Excelsior.
Excelsior.
And remember, this is some real good shit.
Jesus.
And remember, a winner is you.